Dear students, good morning all of you. So today we are going to start the communication and the process of communication. What is communication and also about the process of communication. So what is communication? What is communication? Communication exactly is one unique factor which distinguishes a living and non-living organism. And as we are the social animals and we are living in a society, so it is one inevitable part of the for human being to communicate with each other, to interact with each other. And nowadays, good communication is also builds a personality. And now recent studies also speaks that now 70 to 80% of time we are spending on different types of communication. So communication is what is communication? Communication is the exchange of information between the sender and the receiver. So who is a sender and who is a receiver? So before we will discuss about sender and the receiver, first of all we should know more about this communication, that when we are going for interviews, when we are reviewing something, when we are uh, counseling, reviewing, interview session, debate, all these are the various examples of communication, and good communication makes the personality, and also effective communication makes anyone successful. So, and here we are going for the some features of communication are there. What are the features of communication? Communication is always an interactive process. Without interaction between two persons is needed. One effective communication happens when two persons interact with each other with the appropriate or proper medium. Then it is also symbolic by nature. Not only communication we can say it is verbal, but it is also non-verbally we are doing most of the communication happens in non-verbal medium. What is non-verbal? Non-verbal is we are using the arbitrary symbols. We are using the arbitrary symbols, signs, symbols, postures, gestures, facial expression, body language, through media. All these types are also the non-verbal mediums we are using for the effective communication. And it is also perennial for our life. Perennial is it is most necessary. Without communication we are not going to survive in the society. Then we'll go for the, as we have discussed about these features of communication, then we'll go to the components of communication. Okay, so before we go to the components of communication, as the words of the communication specialist, they have given the definition of communication. It's the exchange of information between the sender and the receiver through proper channel or medium. Okay, so in this class, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the process of communication. As you are seeing this slide, that how this process is going on between two individuals, and we are not saying only communication happens between two individuals, but it may happen between one or more. So here the process of communication consists of the following elements. There are many elements which contribute to the process of communication. So before we start the process of communication, I could say that as a layman, when we are understanding about communication, that within fraction of seconds one person is speaking to another person and another person is giving the reply. But if anything happens within that, yes, many things are going to happen which we are describing as process of communication. So here, what are the basic things? The two main characters are interacting with each other. They are the sender and the receiver. And second one, what what is there in the mind of sender and the receiver? There is an idea or message that is happens first in the mind of the sender, whom we are saying as the source. Okay, source or sender. From the source, the idea is being created. First of all, the source thinks about the message or the information or the view or the opinion, anything he wants to send to the receiver, that comes from the mind of the sender, or it created by the source only. Okay, then the sender is going to send this message to the receiver through proper channel, but within that the encoding process happens, which will talk within few minutes. Then the sender selects a suitable medium or channel as a vehicle to his ideas. So what is the process of encoding? before the before the sender sends the message to the receiver, what happens here? What we are thinking in our mind, or the sender thinks in the mind, the exact language he is not sending to the receiver. And what he is going to do? He translates. He translates that thought to the suitable language which is appropriate for the receiver. So it is the translating of message. Translating of message in the mind of the sender to a suitable language which is going to be given or which is going to be sent to the receiver is known as the process of encoding. Okay. So then after the process of encoding happens, now the encoding, after encoding, now the message is ready to send to the receiver. Okay, then sender is now searching for the suitable medium or channel which is going to be sent. The message is being sent to the receiver. Then whatever happens now, after the sender is sending the message through suitable channel or through proper or effective channel which is appropriate for the receiver, or maybe the channels are, various channels are there. Channels may be of various kinds, which we may say that maybe it is the oral channel, maybe it is the written channel, maybe it is the electronics medium. And now electronics medium, there are, we are sending and receiving the messages mostly through electronics medium like email, fax, SMS, or in any those Facebook, your Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, like various things we are sending. And also not only the verbal medium, it is in the non-verbal channel also, non-verbal medium, we are also sending the messages to each other. That is maybe the non-verbal mediums, maybe your body language, your facial expression, maybe posture, maybe gesture, maybe signs, maybe through symbols. All these kinds of mediums we are selecting, or the sender is selecting to send it to the receiver. Okay, so now the sender's function is going to be complete after he has sent the message through proper channel to the receiver. Okay, then receiver, then it is now the function of the receiver, it is the work of the receiver begins here. So who is a receiver? As a layman, we should know that who receives the message from the sender is known as a receiver. One person we may call it as receiver, and more than one person we may say it as audience. So maybe one person or the organization, it is going to receive the message or information from the sender through proper channel. So receiver, what the receiver then after receiving the message, what the receiver is going to do? The receiver is now receives the message, then understands the message, then analyzes the message, and then give the or sends the proper feedback to the sender's message. So within that period, we could say within that receiver now decodes the message. So what is decoding? Okay, after receiving the message, the receiver decodes the sender's message. What is decoding then? What is that decoded message? So decoding is that when the receiver understands the message and analyzes the message of the receiver, what he has given. Okay, receiver tries to understand fast and then analyzes whatever I have to give the answer, or I have to give the reply, or whatever it has given, everything he is going to analyze it in the mind. Okay, so the process of decoding happens in the mind of the receiver. Here the process of encoding happens in the mind of the sender, and the process of decoding happens in the mind of the receiver. So here decoding happens with the receiver only. Okay. So after the process of decoding, the receiver is giving the feedback. Okay, now you are seeing in this slide, all of you please see, this is the one communication model or the diagram of the process of communication, where now it is the started from the sender, the message starts from the sender, which he is going to create. The sender is the source creates the message, then it encodes the message, that means it translates the message to the suitable language which is appropriate for the receiver. Then the message is now being ready and it is going to the receiver through proper channel, and receiver now receives the message, decodes the message, and then gives the proper feedback to the sender's message, not to the sender, it is feedback to the sender's message. So what is feedback? Feedback is very integral part of communication process. Without feedback, one cannot get any effective communication. Communication always happens between two persons, that is sender and the receiver. Two persons means I am not telling about two persons, it may be one or it may be more, but basically we could say that process of communication happens with both sender and the receiver, and mostly feedback is very much needed, and it is one important component in the process of communication. But here one thing happens, we have given some noise. So what is noise? What is noise? So within this effective communication, I have make you clear that from the sender to the receiver, it has come through proper channel or medium. Maybe the channel, maybe the verbal channel, maybe the non-verbal channel. Okay. Verbal means oral or written, and non-verbal means it is maybe the signs or symbols or body language or gestures or postures. Okay. So through this we are giving the communication, or we are making the communication process. But within that period, maybe some noise we are getting. What is noise? Noise is the disturbing signal. Noise is one disturbing element in the process of communication. So what is noise? We can say also, as in the definition, we can say it is one unwanted signal which creates or which hampers the effective communication process. So noise may be of different kinds. Maybe noise is a physical noise, maybe mechanical noise, maybe written noise, maybe it is the semantic noise, or maybe it is the mental noise. So one by one I am going to make you clear that what is physical noise. Physical noise, when we are getting the disturbance from the surroundings or the environment, that is known as your physical noise. Then the sound which comes from the machines which disturbs the sender and the receiver to make the effective communication is known as mechanical noise. Then coming to the written noise. What is written noise? Written noise is something which is the bad handwriting. Due to any bad handwriting, the maybe the receiver could not understand the sender's message what he has given, or maybe the sender could not understand the feedback of the receiver due to also bad handwriting, or we could not say, as it is now also in the electronic age, maybe the language. Okay, any problem we are going to not understand the both the sender and the receiver, and not getting the exact information or the message. That is also known as your written noise, where we are not getting or we could not get the effective communication. Then we will go to the semantic noise. What is semantic noise? Semantic noise is what? When the sender or the receiver, they are being the lack of grammar, lack of vocabulary, or lack of punctuation skills, they are getting the noise is known as, they are getting disturbed to get the effective communication or get the message or the opinion or the information, anything we may call it, is known as your semantic noise. Then we will go to the last one, it is the mental noise. What is mental noise? Mental noise speaks about the disturbance or turmoil in the mind of the sender or the receiver due to absent-mindedness or due to any problem in the mind, anything, maybe the sender or the receiver, they are not able to listen or they are not able to receive the proper messages or proper information during the process of communication. So this is known as your noise, which makes the ineffective communication, or which creates disturbance in the effective communication process. So now, after we have now gone through the process of communication, again I am making you the gist of this, that what are the stages in the process of communication, or the components we may call it. Already we have gone through but now in the slide you are seeing that the sender and the receiver both are exchanging the information with each other. So what are the components? We may got that the source or sender. First one is source or sender, which creates the message. Then he is going to encode the message by translating it with a suitable language. Then it selects the proper channel or medium to send the message to the receiver. Then we are going to the receiver. Receiver is who receives the message, of the sender. One person we are telling as receiver, or more than one we are telling as audience. Then after this receiver is going to receive the sender's message. After receiving the sender's message, he is going to decode it. What is decoding? Decoding is the understanding and analyzing properly the receiver's message is known as decoding. Then after decoding process happens in the mind of the receiver, and encoding process happens in the mind of the sender. So after the proper decoding of the sender's message, then the receiver is going to send the feedback to the sender. So what is feedback? Feedback may be the response, maybe the reply or opinion or comment or answer of the receiver to the sender's message. So with all these components, we are getting the process of communication, or we are getting the effective communication process between the sender and the receiver. Okay. So I think all of you must understand the process of communication with all these slides, and also we are getting the effective communication is very necessary nowadays. Nowadays it is very necessary and also very important to be successful and to be a good personality. We must know the good communication skills, and recent days communication skill is a part and parcel of our life. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you very much.